are you running? Why are you running?
So I have been playing AI Girl for a while now, and I just want to bring you my first impressions of it before the full review. Now this is just my first 3-hour opinion, and that opinion may change as I continue to play it more further, but as of now, I have been extremely impressed and satisfied with this game. It has just been a very delicious and addicting first hours into the story, and I'm still just scratching the surface, only roaming the beginning area with tutorials and all, and I just can't get enough of it. The character maker alone, when I got my hands on it and began to create my first girl for the story, I was stunned by the vast amount of possibilities of options I was able to customize to create the exact kind of girl I wanted to make, or at least very close to that. I dare to say that this is perhaps the best character maker I have ever had the joy to experience in any game, and I have played a lot of MMORPGs and RPGs in general to say that I have seen a lot of character makers to put some weight on that opinion. I would go as far to claim that I would have bought this game purely for its character maker alone. That's how good it is, I think. Now it's not perfect of course, it definitely lacks a lot of clothing and hairstyle options, but the amount they have given us on launch is enough to make really good looking characters that speak to my style. It's more about the freedom of being able to do just about anything you want with those given options, like creating unique patterns on clothing and tearing them to reveal more skin, or twisting and resizing every little part of your character's hair to mold it into something new. I have no idea if Illusion is planning to bring more customization options as time goes by, but even if they did not do that, I can say at least for myself that I'm okay with the amount of options available right now. I was actually quite shocked by the fact that you can even create questionable characters, but of course, by the rules of YouTube, I'm not going to go into any detail on this, but you probably know what I mean. It needs to be said here that no matter what you end up creating, all the characters are over the age of 18 by the game's story and logic, though one can surely doubt. As for all the available clothing and hair options, of course more is always better, but what I have been able to create thus far is plenty enough of different looking girls to satisfy me throughout the story mode, which is looking to be quite a long and interesting adventure. There isn't a real story here to follow, at least not for now that I'm aware of. It's more about character progression and repetitive gathering mechanics that build you towards your goal of dream house you want to build yourself and creating harmonious relationship with the girls you hope to have your way with. So I was right on the part that you actually have to work and put some effort into the relationship. These girls, or at least my girl, doesn't play easy when it comes to having sex with her. I mean, she really makes me work for it.
ごめん。またね。ごめん。またね。ごめん。またね。
You better mean those nums.
If I understood correctly during the character maker, the 3 personality traits you give your girl determines the so-called difficulty of how much work she will require, and if this is true, I probably shot my balls accidentally, as of course I went with strict and wealthy personality. That would explain her bitchy attitude towards me all the time. So my experience since the first minute till this point has been mostly just gathering stuff to craft more stuff, which can be used for different things, whether it has something to do with cooking, building a house, pleasing your girl, trading with the merchant, and so on. Outside the sex scenes, the game is 90% of gathering and crafting stuff, or at least that's my experience so far. Now don't get me wrong, I don't say that as a bad thing. If you like crafting in games, you will probably enjoy it here as well. I know it looks tedious as you repeat the same action over and over again in different places you find things to gather, and to be honest, it will probably wear me out at some point, but for now it has actually been decent fun. It's not about the gathering part that gets me excited, it's the results produced by all the hard labor. This is my first house I built myself and it looks absolute crap, but it's my crap. I put the time to build it myself, from gathering all the resources required and designing the interior. This is all me and I felt proud while building it. Why? Because it wasn't a palace from the first try. I need to put some serious hours if I want to unlock all the stuff to be able to build my dream house, and that's one hook this game is trying to give its players. The house works not only as a nice place to play virtual life with your made-up character, but it actually can store some useful workbenches where you can craft important stuff, or even build your own small sex dungeon. This all requires work, it's not something you can buy with some bullshit microtransaction or play for a couple hours to achieve it all. I'm not a fan of the repetitive nature of the resource gathering, which has been most of my experience thus far, but damn do I enjoy the end result of it all. I wish they had made the gathering part a small minigame like when fishing, as it just feels a bit boring having to walk up to a spot and press a button to pick something and repeat this 100 times to get what you want. But that's what it is, and you either like it or you hate it. Currently I am enjoying the entire process, but I can't be so sure after I have played more hours. You will know how I feel about it all in the full review, whether the game can keep the gathering mechanic interesting long enough not to make the game feel tedious. What is safe to say for now at least is that even if the gathering part ends up becoming tedious with time, I don't think it's a deal breaker. There is the character maker and the hentai portion, which are the main reason to get this game. In addition to that, the graphics I'm showing here are not even the maximum graphics, as I had to tone it down a little to capture all this footage, but despite so, the graphics look really nice. I can play with the max graphics when not recording, and when doing so the game just looks absolutely gorgeous. If this is the direction Illusion is going to continue in the future, I'm all up for it. Now I know you are eager to hear about the hentai aspect, but currently I'm too early into the game to have experienced any real hentai scenes, as my girl is making it really hard to get to have any. But the little she has given me tells me the endgame hentai is going to be absolutely awesome. I'm hoping to finish my website just in time for the full review, so I can actually show you all the best parts of it all and not just describe it. What you should know if you are planning to get this game is that the game is definitely extremely challenging to play for those who don't know Japanese. The tutorials alone and some of the game mechanics can be quite complex to figure out on your own, not to mention all the crafting. That is why I'm bringing you an episode where I go through all the tutorials and gameplay mechanics to teach you how to play this game. Once my website goes live, I will also do translated walkthrough videos of this game and more. You probably want to know at this point whether I recommend this game for you, but as I have not played it in full, I would feel wrong to recommend something I might have a change of heart later on in my full review. For now, the game has been a blast, I like it, I look forward to playing more, that's all I can say at this point. For my Patreon supporters, I will be updating my status on the game and take parts to translate and teach important Japanese words that allow you to understand the game more better. But as I'm currently working on the first episode of Let's Learn Japanese, I think AI Girl is a wonderful place to start this new sub-series. Now with everything said and done, I will see you in the next video.